Yo, what's up guys, we're gonna share today in this video. We're gonna be taking a look at the team battle. This is gonna be a full guide video of the team battle, so everything you will ever need to know about the team battle is going to be included in this video. However, team battle is one of these events that are, well, limited time, and they only come once per month, so 10 days per month, and they change every month. So the rewards, or the mechanics or the fortresses that we're going to be talking about in this video might not be exactly the same as in the next team battle. So if you're watching this video on a later date than today, which is around the Christmas time, most likely this guide video is a little bit outdated, but most of the essential things that we're going to be talking about here in this video are going to be carried out to the next team battle events. So what are team battles? Team battles are exactly the same as solo battles. It's exactly the same event that you keep playing the whole time, ever since you start the game. Solo battle is you basically going with your own team. You take three more bots as your teammates, and you go against another player, and clear their fortress and get the rewards. You basically do the same thing with team battle, except that you take your friends or random people from the public, and you go against the same fortress, but with other players. And in that case, it should be easier, right? Because you have 4 players in the room that are fully functional with brains and stuff like that, so they can basically finish the games faster and easier, right? But that's not always the case. Yeah, let's just talk about what the benefits are of the team battle. What do you get for playing team battle and not solo battle? There are the rare fortresses. So the rare fortresses is the core or the key factor of this event that actually hypes people to play this team battle. So the rare fortresses have around a 30% chance to show up. We're going to be talking about how the percentage works for every one of the fortresses, because there are different ones, and they might actually change them in the next team battles, and that's why I said it's this guide video may not be viable for every team battle. But rare fortresses basically give you a lot of resources, not just Rio and Chakra. They give you a lot of Rio Chakra, by the way. They also give you easy scrolls. Most of the rare fortresses are really easy to clear, and you get a lot of scrolls. So scrolls, of course, help you a lot with the ranking, and if you get to higher leagues, so as you can see there are a lot of leagues, you have to climb all of them, and if you get to the highest one, or the highest ones, because I believe you start from the Special Jonin and up to the Gokunin. If you stay in the top 50 by the end of the season, every week you get Shinobites. So this is really helpful. The team battle helps you a lot grind these scrolls and get you to higher leagues. So it's not just that, it's also the fact that you get other special rewards, and these change all the time. Again, these may not be the same for every team battle. However, since we're now in a celebration event, we have also the team battle tools. These used to be there for the first 10 team battles, but then they removed them, and now they only give us back these tools around the celebration events. So you will probably not see these unless it's like 2nd anniversary, 2.5 year anniversary, or 3rd anniversary, something like that. So anniversary events or big celebrations in general. So we also get materials for the factory. You use these to craft your own tools, which are not as good, of course, as these ones here. Or you can use them to add effects to the tools that allow you to add effects, of course. Then the last thing that is also very much important, the ninjutsu enhancing frogs. So these frogs are very important because, well, simply you can use them to enhance the level of your ninjutsu, not the ultimate jutsu. You cannot get the frogs for the ultimate jutsu from here. You only get them from the surprise deck missions and other events, special events. From here you only get the ones for the regular ninjutsu, and these help you a lot by saving you the time and the shinobites to try to get these copies of the ninjutsu that you summoned, and to level them up you just have to use these frogs on these ninjutsu. So you try to get as many of them, of course, from the materials as well and the tools. So every single rewards here, every single special reward here is very important, and you need to get as many of them as possible. Alright, so now let's talk about the rare fortresses. So as I mentioned, there is around a 30% chance for one of these fortresses to show up. There are 3 of them. Not every team battle has all 3. Sometimes we only have 2, but in this case we are in a celebration event. We're having all 3. And what we have here is basically the first one, the fortress number 1. By the way, you can tell the name by looking on the top left of the screen. You will see Fortress 1, Fortress 2, or Fortress 3. Fortress 1 has a chance to show up of 20 to 25%, and it guarantees you a frog in the last box, which you will get 100% anyway if you clear the fortress. It doesn't matter if you clear every enemy outside of the final room or not, but if you cleared more enemies outside of the final room, you actually get more materials from the extra boxes you get. But the 5th box that you get at the end, or the last box, is always guaranteed, and it always has a frog. So again, 20 to 25% chance to show up, and it always gives you one of the frogs. Now for the fortress number 2, it's quite different because it has 5% chance to show up, and it has an 80 to 20% chance, 80% chance to give you a frog in the last box, and a 20% chance to give you one of the tools. Now I believe if the tools are not featured, then it's just a 100% chance for the frogs to show up. And it's exactly the same thing as the Fortress 1. You will get materials from the other boxes you clear. You clear the enemies for, and in that case, you get a bigger amount of materials from these boxes. As for Fortress number 3, which is normally not there unless it's a celebration event, like an anniversary event or so. And in that fortress, you have a harder fortress. Actually, this is a really hard fortress. You need to be, well, strong enough to clear it. Not so strong, but yeah, like a medium strong to clear it. And when you clear it, you have a guaranteed chance to get one of the tools. So the tools are guaranteed here, 100%. And the percentage to show for this fortress to show up is only 1%. So 1% to see the fortress number 3, 5% chance to show to see the fortress number 2, and 20 to 25% chance to get fortress number 1. So almost a total of 30%, and that's basically every 3 to 4 games you play, you should be able to get one of these fortresses. Alright, so for the very important question that a lot of people here for, which is it by any chance possible to do something, some kind of a trick to get, tools faster or more rare fortresses or anything like that? Well, the short answer is no, and the long one is hell no. Any video that basically tells you that there is a way to do that with any kind of theory is a huge freaking bullshit, okay? So there are these theories about if you clear the fortress within 60 seconds, or if you gate crash without killing somebody outside of the final room, or if you, I don't know, take a flight to Hawaii and get naked and get into the water and play your game there, you'll get a lot of tools and shit. So yeah, that's basically a huge bullcrap, okay? You can just basically report that for, I don't know, any kind of reason. So yeah, there is literally no way to increase your chances. It's always going to be the exact same percentage to get the tools and to get the rare fortresses, no matter how much you play, of course. But if you wanna improve your chances, of course, the only possible way is to play more. You just have to play a lot of games, and eventually you will find the rare fortresses, and eventually you will get the tools and the other stuff as well. So in that case, that leads us to the second question, which is it worth it to use Shinobites to refresh the battle points and play more? Well, I would say it's not recommended for most of the team battles, but in some team battles like the one we have right now, it might be recommended for new players, for example, because, well, we don't have the chance to get these tools all the time, and it's, the whole thing with Bandai removing them in the first place. So when they bring them back, people will have to, use Shinobites to get better chances, or to play more to get better chances at getting these fortresses. Well, yes, it is recommended to get these limited time team battle tools, and it really doesn't matter for a lot of people, because if you can play every 50 minutes, because your battle points refresh every 50 minutes, you can basically do that without having to waste any Shinobites. And for low level players, actually, you can just basically level up every couple of hours, and you will get your battle points back just as soon as you level up. So, wasting Shinobites is not recommended, but it's only recommended if you really don't have the time to play a lot, and you only have like limited time to play in. So in that case, it's better to use the Shinobites to be able to catch up with the other players that can get the tools in easier ways, like you know, playing the whole time and having free time in general. Now we have a really quick guide video on the current tools from the team battle. If you have gotten any of the tools and you are wondering how to use them, well, we have here the yellow kunai on Sasuke, Rinnegan Sasuke, or Rinne Sharingan Sasuke. And the main reason we're doing this is because of his ultimate. His ultimate nature is impact. And if you check the color here, it's yellow. So whenever you see a color next to the name here, it means this color is improved, of course, by the color of the same color of the kunai. So we're using yellow color kunai for the yellow color power, which is the impact nature. If you don't have to really memorize the names. So in this case, we have another ultimate for Sasuke. This is, I believe, the original Sasuke, Chidori True Spear, and it's green. You can see the color is green here. So in that case, you want to use the green kunai on that Sasuke when you use this ultimate. Every ultimate has that color, except for some ultimates have white color. In that case, the white color means that they're not really attacking, and you cannot really improve that because there is no kunai for that. There are only 5 kunais for the 5 color natures, and if you go to any jutsu, by the way, it also has the same thing. So here we have a brown color next to the flash double, and in that case, if you want to improve the power will be improved by the brown kunai. And what happens here exactly is that you get 8% power for that attack. So imagine if the power here was 10,000, you get actually 800 extra power, and that power is multiplied by the attack stats, and then you get the final damage. Of course, we don't have the formula yet, and I was actually planning on making a giveaway on whoever finds this formula. So if you are watching this video, probably you should start trying to figure out that formula. So yeah. Yeah, that's basically how it works. For example, here the Great Roar is a kind of a weak attack. It covers the whole map, but it needs yellow kunai to help the power get improved. So having 4 of the yellow kunai will give you 32% more power, and that 3,500 will get improved by 1,000 more, and then the attack stats will also get improved by the kunai, and then you get higher damage in general, and you know, it will do a lot of damage than it would normally do. Alright, for the next part, we will be talking about the most efficient way to get scrolls, Ryo, and Chakra for new and old players. Now, most of the old players already know this trick, so you don't really have to bother about this part. I will also talk about how to cheat scrolls at the end, which is something that I already talked about a year and a half ago, but it's still viable, and a lot of people already know about that. So if you want to watch until the end of the video, you can go ahead and do it. So basically what you want to do, I already talked, by the way, about the new player part in the beginner guide video. So if you've already watched the beginner guide video, you don't really have to watch the rest of the video. But the part about cheating scrolls is still viable, and you should probably watch it to know how this works. So what happens here is you as a new player, you always need to create squad. You should never join anyone because you're already too weak, and you cannot really join anyone higher than you, because if you enter any other fortress that is higher than you, you will get destroyed. So always create your own squad and wait for people that have over 2,000 scrolls to join you. So don't let anyone else that is under 2,000 scrolls to join you, because in that case they will die anyway and you will not get the full amount of stars and everything. So 1,535 is also not good, 941 is not good as well, and yeah, just keep doing that until you find a really strong player. So if you are a strong player, of course, over 2,000 scrolls, in that case you'll be doing the opposite. You'll be trying to find people that are under 1,400 scrolls. So someone like here, Kawaki, we're basically joining him because he's under 1,000 scrolls. Okay. You can see that there are a lot of people actually joining here. A lot of people are actually joining these people, and that's basically why you will always get unable to join squads. So you have to be fast enough. So anything under 1,400 scrolls, because if you if you face a rare fortress, then you will be able to get a lot of scrolls and Ryo from that. If you enter someone that is higher than 2,000 scrolls, you will not get as many scrolls from the rare fortresses as you would with someone who is under 1,400 scrolls. So you just keep refreshing until you find someone like this, and eventually you will manage to enter. So that's the parts that I want to talk about. Of course, you can allow more than one person to join. It's better to only have one more person if you're a new player, of course. If it's always better to have as less players in the room as possible, because in that case the resources will not be divided over all the players in the room. So in case there are 4 players, the 4 players will each get 1/4 of the resources at the end. But if there are only 2 players, each of the players will get half of the resources, which is more than the quarter, of course. But for some bases like the fortress number 3, which is really hard, you might need more than 1 player. So in that case, yeah, you might want to allow other players to join. And now for the last part, well, basically how to cheat scrolls. So if you guys have ever seen, you know, rooms like this called join equal kick, and if you join, you actually get kicked. This is how it works. Basically, this player right here, join equal kick, is, well, an actual player that has 2 accounts on 2 different devices. He's basically searching for this account right now, for this game right now, from the other device, and with his main account, of course, or with his main, his main account. And as soon as he finds this account and enters the room, he will kick everyone else. And in that case, wow, he actually let me in. Okay, this guy just destroyed my whole point. Well, yeah, let's just say that normally you would get kicked, and what happens after that is they will only allow their main account join, and then this account right here, the small account right here, will actually leave the game. In this case, he might not leave the game, but he will leave the game, and what happens after that is that you will get the full amount of resources at the end, and that includes the scrolls. So you will get a lot of scrolls for just soloing a fortress. That is really easy, because if you're in a Goku League, you cannot really always solo fortresses, but in Academy student fortresses, it should be much easier. And at the end, of course, you will get the full amount of scrolls. Oh, this is really funny. I can't believe that he actually did all the opposite of what I said. Well, we can actually try this again. But the whole point is you having 2 accounts or 2 devices. I think this is why they banned the emulators, because a lot of people have been using the emulators, because not everyone has 2 phones to play the game on 2 devices. A lot of people were using emulators on their PC to play the other accounts. Well, in that case, yeah, some people now are still playing on 2 devices, and that's how they do it. They just open one game with their new account, and they allow only their main game to join. And after that happens, the noob account would leave the game, and the main account will get all the resources, and of course the biggest amount of scrolls and Ryo and Chakra for just so very weak fortress. Okay, they wouldn't actually have to do any effort. They can actually play on auto and finish the whole fortress on auto. So yeah, that's how it works. Let's try this again. Maybe he actually knows who I am. That's why he didn't kick me. So this is old kick. This guy says old kick. So let's see if he's standing on his words. Okay. Yeah, Mingo might be actually his main account, and that's why he kicked me. Mango might be another account that's gonna get kicked anyway, so I'm not just pointing fingers here. Now, when I made the video for the first time about how to cheat scrolls like 1.5 years ago, I expected Bandai to do something about it, but they haven't done anything. And a lot of people have a lot of scrolls now in the game. Some people have over 500,000 scrolls, 500,000 scrolls, because of this trick. And it's so insane. They are always in the top league because of this, which is really insane. So I don't know if you guys find this fair or not, but yeah, not everyone can do that anymore because of the whole thing with the banning of the emulators. But some people still have 2 devices and can basically do the same trick again. So there you go, guys. I think it's basically all I wanted to say in this video. So thank you for watching. Make sure to drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you.